few weeks ago, a British historian by the name of David Starkey made an interesting comment. He said that white looters had become black, and that was the reason why they were out there looting. I thought that was a kind of interesting comment, so I decided to take to the streets of New York City and ask people what they thought about that. Can a white person become black? Can a black person become white? Check this out.
Well, to me, it sounds like he's saying only black people loot. And to me, he's wrong. Okay, that's a crazy statement. Anyone and everyone loots. It doesn't make a difference what color you are. And for whatever the reason they did it, it's not because they're trying to be black people or an African American or dark skin. If you have a reason to loot, you're gonna do it no matter what.
That's somebody who's real ignorant. That's somebody who's ignorant. That's just people being greedy. You hear me? That has nothing to do with race, color, none of that. That's just people being greedy, seeing an opportunity to get something for free, and people thinking they're gonna get away with it, and people doing it. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with color. That's a real ignorant comment that person made. That's a doctor that made that comment?
No, he's a renowned historian by the name of David Starkey, a British historian.
Wow, real ignorant.
What's your opinion of the statement?
I don't know if it's necessarily correct, but with the globalization of the world, they're all pushing us into one economy. Our standards have gone down for the last 10 years, while other countries have risen. Pretty soon there's going to be a coming together. We could be eating rice and riding bicycles very shortly.
Turn black? That's a joke. Just like yesterday, the guy Riley, or whatever his name is, he says that Barack Obama is treasonous. It's just stupid, you know, because they live off their racism, their hate. And that's just bottom line, you know. Get human, hello.
It doesn't make sense for him to say that they became black so they looted, because not only black people loot.
That's just the characteristic of being a human being. It's not necessarily being a black person. Like, that's just so offensive, and it's bad, and it comes so, like, it sounds so ignorant coming from a supposedly like renowned historian. Like, it just sounds really dumb. You should be ashamed of yourself. Yeah.
The question is, you know, David Starkey made a comment saying that white looters had become black, and that was the reason why they were out there looting. And I was just wondering what your feelings are about that statement.
I think there's probably some sense of truth in it. I think it's more a case of like a following culture that's probably come across, particularly because there is more mixing now between black and white people, and there isn't so much of a distinction between the two. And therefore it's more following culture than anything else.
If a historical figure in Europe, and in particular in the UK, stated that because of the riot that is going on in England, that it reflects black people, that the whole riot behavior is a black thing, then that's a good thing. That means our influence in the world is not only reflected in the hip-hop movement of consciousness, but now it's in the consciousness of others. So they see us rising up for injustices in the spirit of the great ones. That is a good thing.
I don't think it's a white or black thing. I think it's just an economic thing. People riot or revolt when they feel that what they've had is in question or jeopardized. So I don't really think it's a white thing, a black thing, an Asian thing. It's just when people get upset, they've vent their frustrations. And rioting is part of that act.
Do you think that it's possible for white people to act black?
Yeah, in some cases, yeah. I think the kind of the street culture,
It's not
that
just
kind of
white
thing.
though, is it?
No, it's not just white. I think there's lots of other minorities that kind of take part, if there is such a thing as a black culture.
I don't think people can become something different. We are one. Everyone is the same. There's no difference between white and black. And for being arrested for being white or black, it's all one crime. It's not because of the color you are.
Do you think that it's possible for a person to become black? As David Starkey says.
Become black? No, you're born that way.
David Starkey suggests that rioting and violent behavior is a black attribute.
Well, by what you're saying, yes, that's what he's saying. And if you tell Dave to go throughout the country, you will see difference. So that is a broad statement, indirect statement, because from what you're saying, he didn't say it directly, but people use indirect tones to accomplish things that they want. So it's, of course, it's still inaccurate.
Is it possible for a black person to become white?
Black person. Yeah, Michael Jackson.
I don't really care about what he thinks or what he says. His views, political or otherwise, really don't concern me.
Do you think that...
I think, therefore I don't care.
Okay, thank you.